This is question 8 on the higher calculator paper. Okay, let's just read the question carefully first. It says the equation x cubed minus 3x is equal to 15 has a solution between 2 and 3. So they're telling you that the answer is between 2 and 3. Right, the value of x that would make this work is between 2 and 3. Use trial and improvement method to find the solution. So again, you're being told exactly what technique to use. Give your answer to one decimal place. So the answer that x is going to be to one decimal place, and you need to show all your working. Show all your working for this. And one of the things that I do when I'm doing trial and improvement questions, especially when they give you where the answer is going to be, the answer is going to be between 2 and 3, and it's also going to be to one decimal place. So possible answers that it could be anything from 2.1 all the way up to 2.9. So anything between that range. So it could also be 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, or 2.9. So the answer is going to be any of those numbers there. Now, whenever you do a trial and improvement question, you have to produce a table, right, to organize your work in. Right, this is the best and most efficient way to guarantee that you get full marks in a question like this. You lay out all your workings and your answers, and you get success in this question. I'm going to make the middle column the biggest. So the middle column is going to be the widest, and that's what I need. On this side here, I'm going to put x. So these are the possible x values that I'm going to try. So use my trial and improvement technique. And then in the middle, I'm going to work out what x cubed minus 3x is going to be. And my target number is 15. So I'm going to say whether my answers are too big or too small, whether they reach 15. So you can see what I've done here. Now, to begin with, I know that the answer is going to be between 2 and 3. So I'm going to try the halfway number between 2 and 3. That's 2.5. And what I need to do now is substitute that into my equation. I'm going to work out 2.5 cubed, take away 3 times 2.5. I'm going to put that in brackets because I need to work that out. And I'll use my calculator to do that calculation. Okay, you should be able to see that there. Alright, so 2.5 cubed, so I'm pressing the cube button, take away, and I'm going to use brackets, 3 times 2.5, and then close the bracket there. So that's exactly what I wrote down. When I press equals, I get 8.125. So I'm going to write that down, 8.125, and that is too small. Yeah, it's too small. I'll write the full word. Right, it's too small. I need to get 15. So I'm going to try something a bit larger than that. Because that's quite far away from 15, I'm going to try something a little bit bigger. I'm going to try 2.7. So I'm going to do 2.7 cubed, take away 3 times 2.7 equals. And you notice I've written out everything, but I've done it the same way as before. And that's why using a table and using this technique is really useful. I'm going to go back to my calculator, and notice I didn't clear the screen of my calculator. These calculators are really good because you could press the replay button, so backwards on the replay button, and go back through all of that, moving the cursor backwards. I'm going to press delete now to get rid of that. I need to get rid of that 5. Actually, I should go on the other side, get rid of the 5, and I'm going to put 7 in there. Go all the way back to there. I'm going to press delete and change that to 7. Now just check it, make sure you've changed everything that needs to be changed, and when I press equal, that's going to give me 11.583. That's 11.583. So that's still actually quite small, right? So still not quite 15. Remember, my target number is 15. I'm going to try now 2.8. So 2.8 cubed, take away 3 times 2.8. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm not going to talk through this. Good. You could see what I'm doing. Now, in this case, it's 13.55, 13.552, still too small. So I'm going to try 2.9 now. So if you look at the list of possible numbers that I could try, I started off from 2.5, right, and then went further and further on. And this is the last possible number I could try, right? So let's see what this could be. Let's write it down first. That's 15.68. So 15.689, and that's too big. Okay, that's too big because remember my target number was 15. I've just gone over 15. Now, looking at my answers, when I tried 2.8, I got 13.5. When I tried 2.9, I got 15.6. So 2.9 actually gave me an answer that was closer to 15, right? 2.9, the answer 15.6. It's only about 0.6 more. 2.8 gave me 13.5, so that's about 1.5 less. Right, so what you need, I know my answer here, the value of x that gets me closest to 15, right, is going to be 2.9. However, this question is worth 4 marks, and we haven't actually gotten the full 4 marks yet. One of the things that you do need to do is to try the number that's halfway in here. The examiners have indicated this in the mark scheme, and one of the things, even though we know the answer already is going to be 2.9, but just by looking at these two, right, what I'm going to suggest is that we just try this. The number halfway between these two, 2.8 and 2.9, is going to be 2.85. I need to write this in and show the workings for it in order to get full marks. So this time I'm going to substitute 2.85, and going back to the calculator, again using the replay button to change all of these. That gets me 14.59. 14.59. Now that is still too small. So what it means is I need to round up. I need to go to the one bigger than 2.85, and the one bigger than 2.85 is going to be 2.9. But we knew that already. But you need to show this extra line here in order to get full marks in this question. And the examiners have indicated this, and in order to guarantee you getting full marks, you need to try this halfway point, 2.85. And even though this is 2 decimal places, this is just going to tell us which of these two to choose. Which of these two from 2.8 or 2.9 to choose. Okay, this is a pretty straightforward question, and it is relatively popular. If it comes up, you need to make sure you're able to get full marks on this. Make sure you try this, make sure you know how to use the calculator to do it, make sure you can get full marks.